Welcome to Please Me, the award-winning sexuality podcast bringing you bold conversations and big clit energy. I'm thrilled to announce that Please Me is the #1 ranked sexuality podcast in the USA and worldwide. I'm Eve, your host, on a journey from trauma to sexual liberation. Join me and my guests as we dive into conversations around orgasm equality, self-love, body positivity, and essential sex education. Let's reclaim pleasure and close the orgasm gap, one empowering conversation at a time. In the last episode, I interviewed Mistress Mia Dark for the final installment of the Kink series in Season 6. Recording these kink education and BDSM-focused episodes has been incredibly rewarding, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a review on Spotify or send me a message at pleaseme.online to let me know if you'd like this kink series to continue in future seasons. I've truly enjoyed learning alongside you. Today, we're officially closing out Season 6 with Part 2 of the season finale, featuring Anthony Weaver from the About That Wallet podcast. If you haven't listened to Part 1 from last Wednesday, be sure to start there before jumping into this episode. And yes, the roleplay was a lot of fun. For ad-free access to the full conversation, join Patreon as a paid member to unlock the entire Kink Series episodes and all exclusive photo sets featuring my Kink Series guests. As a holiday bonus, I'm giving away Aria Luxury Lubricant, a $50 value, to the 10th person who joins my paid Patreon. For just $10, you'll have access to win, so sign up today. Through the end of the year, I'm continuing to raise funds for the survivors of the catastrophic typhoon in the Philippines, which struck just weeks after a devastating 6.9 magnitude hit the same region. Please check the show notes for the donation link. Any support you can give is truly appreciated. Want to ask a question for the Please Me podcast? Join the conversation on Patreon or subscribe to my Substack newsletter for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes updates, and a chance to have your questions featured on the show. Patreon also includes the full Kink series episodes, exclusive guest photo shoots, and a New Orleans photo set of me. Step into the community for more intimacy, education, and sex-positive insights. Please Me is for mature audiences, so sit back, relax, and surrender to the pleasure of Please Me.
Because she was saying it's like when it stopped all of a sudden, most of them would just stop abruptly. And then that's it. And then a lot of people have felt hurt because they didn't have that wind down situation, even though you wind them up. But what does that wind down look like? What does that aftercare feels like? And I think that's something that goes back to the communication, even if you're just doing everyday interactions and finding your partner to really talk about, hey, what does your aftercare look like?
Eve here from Please Me Podcast. I'm here with my must-haves for the holidays. If you're looking for gifts that never go out of style, look no further. Or treat yourself to these incredible products that I can't live without. Parlor Game's estrogen and progesterone topical creams will keep your libido revving and your lady bits happy. I love the Silky Peach Cream and Vibrant Third for keeping my hormones in balance. Maybe you want to give the gift of health. Get the latest in stem cell technology, pain relief, and inflammation reduction from LifeWave. After COVID, I gave up wearing a bra, and I have found the best solution to having that seamless look without the discomfort of a bra. Cakes are non-adhesive pads that naturally adhere to your skin and always look flawless. They make such a great gift too. I never start my day without taking my Juice Plus chewables. They come in capsules too and are a great way to get the nutrition of 30 fruits and veggies into your diet easy. Don't forget the omegas for brain health and heart health. I never start my day without a Juice Plus shake. With the glycemic index of broccoli and great plant-based protein, they are perfect when you are on the go. Every day, I check on my tower garden and harvest a bowl of greens for lunch. The aeroponic garden is the ultimate in grow-at-home technology and helps me get my veggies in daily for tower to plate eating. Maybe you're wondering, what about my intimate time, Eve? Don't forget that I love Bonnie's Herbals and her sex butter and boudoir butter. And of course, everyone loves toys for the holidays. Get your sexy toys now at pleaseme.online. Happy, healthy, and sexy holidays.
I actually seen one at the ASN Awards. So when that was happening, I was like, oof. I was just like, that that wouldn't do me at all, anything. But it was just interesting to see how that was being done. And also in the caring way, going back to the aftercare piece, was like you leave the mark, but also like after the scene is done. And I think I can't remember what episode you're talking about where you did learn from that dom com of like talking about how the scenes were set up and how long the scenes can actually last. And that was interesting to me of like they can last more than just the session of the night. It could be all day or week even. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the episode with Maeve McBride, and
Mhm.
she was the very first episode of the kink series. And she talked about intuitive topping. And I
Mhm.
love the concept of intuitive topping because basically what she was looking for were people's reactions, the breath, if are they breathing heavy? Are they breathing in a relaxed way? How their body is moving when she's doing an impact scene, for instance, and giving them impact. And so I thought that that was really cool because really, when you are having any kind of experience in the bedroom, you are intuitively looking for these signs from your partner to see if they're enjoying themselves. And so I thought that that was super interesting because really intuition can be used in any format. It doesn't necessarily have to be a kink scene, but I really liked how she broke that down. And another thing that she talked about, and I don't know if you remember, was the pain scale.
Yes. Yep. So tell me more about that one because that one was interesting when it comes to levels of pain, and I'm like, I have very low tolerance for pain when it comes to that.
Yeah, so not everybody likes pain. Some people just like pleasure and they want to be touched with things like, rabbit fur or, things that are very gentle like feathers. And that can be sensation play too. It could be something cold, it can be something warm. And so, really, sensation play doesn't have to involve pain. But
Mhm.
she talked about a 5 point scale, and she said that one is basically that you're wasting your time, that it doesn't really feel like much and it's not something that you're into. Two is something that you can go all day, right?
Mhm.
Three was that you can do that like comfortably for like an hour, and you can tolerate that like comfortably for an hour. Four was like maybe 10 minutes you can tolerate that, and that no more than that. And then five was like if you do it for like a minute or two, or no, I don't even think it was that. I think it was like 4 or 5 like hits or something like that, and that was your max. So five is like the max. And so I think it's really a good concept, to be able to use this scale, to really kind of understand what your partner is feeling, because you may feel like you're being very gentle, but really maybe they're at a level 4. And
Yeah.
so it can be really used in a lot of different ways. And I thought that that was really interesting.
What and this is the thing, it's like how long I guess it depends on what you're going into that session for. Because I'm thinking of like, say, if you're in the moment, you're in the heat of the moment, you found somebody that's new. Okay, now we gotta go through this lovely walkthrough of communication. And say like you really only have about maybe 3 hours together. So do you spend 2 hours communicating and then 1 hour of activity? Or do you just kind of like, hey, we're just gonna talk about it before we even do anything? Because we I don't think it'll be good to rush into it, even though we are ready for it right now. But for us to get the best out of this moment, it's best to kind of talk this through. So, what do you think is like that time frame to kind of really talk through all of this? How long would you say it would take?
It really depends, and
Mm,
some of the people that I spoke to as part of the Kink series talked about pickup play. And pickup
mm.
play is, when you meet somebody at maybe at like a dungeon. I've never been to a dungeon, by the way. I need to go. I need
You
to.
look so excited. Like I want to go to the dungeon. Like,
It's gonna
sign
be
me
like
up.
it's gonna be like going to Disney World.
Right.
But they talk about like meeting somebody new at a dungeon or something like that, and then deciding that you're going to play together for whatever period of time you decide, right? And, scenes can be 15 minutes, they can be several hours. And that's what Maeve was talking about. In her lifestyle Dom role, she has, subs that she, sees on a regular. And, she has done scenes that have lasted for days. And
Wow.
so it can be, something that is as short as 10 or 15 minutes, or it can be something that lasts for days. And that just needs to be negotiated ahead of time. If everybody's on board, then you can do it for however long you want, really. And so, as far as, how long it takes for you to be ready to move forward and to jump into a scene, I think it really just depends on the two people involved. If the two people involved have had a conversation, have decided what they want to do, and are consenting to the experience on both sides, then I think it's safe to say that you can move forward with the scene. If you feel like you need more discussion, you need to speak up. But what's amazing too is that there's the red lights, the stoplight system. Did you pick that up, or the traffic light system? I can't remember exactly
Um,
the name of it.
no, I couldn't remember the name of it. No, it doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, well, I'm going to bring it up here because I think that this is something that everybody can use, whether you're a kinkster or if you're just a regular, vanilla sexer, or someone that's somewhere in between spicy sex, right? You can use this system, and I think it's really, really a great system. So red means that you're done, that you've had
Okay.
enough. And if someone calls red, the scene ends right there, or
Mm.
your sexual experience ends right there. Yellow means that you are sort of getting to your limit, but you can keep going, or you need to slow down. And green is go. You can continue going, you're enjoying yourself, etc. And most of the time, people aren't saying green all the time. But, it's a nice system to use, I think, for everyday people out there, whether you're kinksters or not.
Yeah, I think that'll be really good because sometimes, there's some people who like, you try to go green, but that person can't handle green all the time. Be like, look, I'm tired. Like, do you, when do you actually see? I feel like I need to interview you almost. Like, you just need to have it on the show.
I'm all
Because,
for it. I am all for being on your show. Let's do it.
all right, y'all heard it here, folks. We got to make sure it happens for 2026.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to be on your show. Actually, just listened to an episode that was really good about financial trauma.
Mm,
So I highly recommend that episode. It was so good. Your guest, I don't remember his name,
right,
but he
Kim
was,
Sabri. Yeah.
yes, he was amazing. And I will actually link that episode in the show notes because it was such a great episode. And I think everybody should listen to it. And I know for myself, I have experienced financial trauma in my past. And so it was really eye opening for me. And I really did enjoy that episode a lot.
Yeah, and the fun fact, well, I don't really think it's a fun fact, but something that happened after that episode. So I'll say maybe a week or two after that episode, his place caught fire.
Oh, wow.
So that whole thing is pretty much gone up in smoke. So if you actually look him up, you'll actually see um, him talk about his place catching fire and his recovery process. Like he just recently, I would say maybe last week, just landed a new spot so that he can continue, managing everything. So as this book came out, and it's just kind of planning wise, timing wise, that we did the interview while he had everything in place. And he had to go back and try to rescue his dog and everything like that. So it was just in the hospital. It was just really such a dramatic event that also impacted his finance. So talk about trauma, but now getting through it and what does that look like and how to overcome it. So definitely an episode to check out on how he's doing then, but also you actually get to hear his story afterwards as well. So it's actually a pretty good episode. So thank you for highlighting that one.
Yeah, that was so good. And have you already interviewed him again for like the part 2 of like how he's doing after the fact?
I did not, but I'm gonna have to ask him on. He did just put out another request to get back on other shows, so I am gonna ask him for 2026.
Yeah, I would love to. I hope that he's everything is okay and his dog is okay. And wow, what an awful experience
Yeah.
to have to go through. So I wish him well, and I look forward to hearing the next one.
Yeah. But I did find the episode that it was a bonus Friday episode where the guy kept talking about it, talking about the orgasm revolution. With you, not sure if you remember that one.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yes, with the Nev inspiration. I
Yes.
forgot that I also had included that one as well this season with Nev inspiration. Yes, he. So what were you saying about that one? Because he
That one, yeah, because
go
he kept
ahead.
asking questions about like, you know, time wise, and far as having that sex drive, like how do you continue to keep it going? And it just seemed like he's searching for answers in his
Right.
personal life, but it didn't come up until later that it was
Mm,
actually a personal request. So this is one of the beauties of actually having a podcast is that you kind of it's a cheat code to life. Is that you can actually interview experts on the things that you need for minimal, I would say, not price, but you got to put in the work afterwards because you got to edit, market, and everything like that. So we still putting in the work, but for a low cost fee, to kind of get, you know, the experts to kind of teach you or help you be successful where you want to be. And so I thought that was actually a pretty clever way for him to kind of gain some insight on what is he doing wrong in a relationship. What is some of the things that he can try in his marriage to kind of keep things going. And I have to say, throughout this whole season, I've noticed a reoccurring theme, which is communication. Like you cannot do or have a great experience with your partner, sexual or non-sexual, without communication. It's just a must.
it's literally the foundation of any kind of relationship. You have to communicate with your partner, otherwise you're not going to get very far. And especially in the bedroom, how are you going to know that your partner knows what buttons to push if you don't communicate that information? We can't assume that our partner knows how to pleasure us. We have to communicate that information. So yeah, communication is the foundation of any relationship, and it really is the foundation of big clit energy.
Yes. I love it. And speaking of big clit energy, you talked about your webinar. That webinar talking about rock hard wood and wetter sex. I was like, where's he going now with this? I was like, what? First off, the title sucked me in, and I was like, cool. Now you're talking about herbs and spices and trying to help out. Can you talk about just kind of reiterate for the person who never listened to you at all? What is it that's something for the guy to kind of gain that rock hard pleasure on and on?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as many of you know out there, I am a licensed physical therapist and I treat the pelvic floor and I treat sexual health conditions. So, one of the things that I treat is erectile dysfunction.
Mm.
And so I do a treatment called acoustic wave therapy. And acoustic wave therapy is basically like little shock waves that go into the skin of the penis and surrounding tissue, and it helps to unblock any blockages in your blood vessels. And over time, after you've gotten several treatments, it also increases capillary formation. And capillaries are the tiny little blood vessels that go to all of the cells in your body. So if you create more capillaries, you're going to have more blood flow. So that is one of the ways to get rock hard wood, right? And I'm actually doing another webinar. I've actually done this webinar multiple times
Hmm.
in different forms. And this one that's coming up next week is actually called I'm sorry, it's called let me think of what it's called. It's called get harder, wetter, and safer for the holidays. And so
Mm.
we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're also going to be talking about the penis pumps that I talk about in the very first episode of this season.
Mm.
And what's really amazing about these particular penis pumps, and I'm going to show you. Actually, I have it with
Yeah,
me
I'm about
right
to say,
here.
like, you kind of show us what they look like.
So yeah, so this is a penis pump, right?
Oh, really?
And
Yeah. How many
yes,
inches
and
does it work?
well, you mean how long is this from here to
Yeah, yeah.
here? I don't know. I haven't measured it. It looks like about 10. But
Okay.
it has, what's amazing about this particular one is that it has different size openings.
For girths.
So
Okay.
right, exactly. So as you grow,
Mm-hmm.
you move on to the next one. And this part transfers from here to here. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can grow with the penis pump. And the penis pumps are one of the things that I actually recommend to my clients when they come to see me. And I give them homework to do 10 minutes of the penis pump every single day. That helps to engorge the tissue and really bring a lot of blood flow into it. And it also holds the blood there for the 10 minutes that you have it there. And why that's important is that it's important to work the penis, because if you don't work the penis on a regular basis, you will lose tissue volume, just like
No.
any muscle can atrophy, just like your calf can atrophy if you have a cast on it.
Mm-hmm.
So too can your penis if you're not using it all the time, and so too can the vagina. It's called vaginal atrophy, and many people experience vaginal atrophy if they haven't had sex in a long time, or if they've gone through menopause. That is also another reason for people to start developing vaginal atrophy. So that's one of the things that I recommend as part of my homework when patients come to see me for erectile dysfunction. And I really liked that particular pump because it offered different sizes. And another thing that he talked about was the penis extender. And this is the penis extender.
That hold up, pull it up close to the camera, cause like,
Okay.
what? Okay, I've
And
never seen this contraption
it has
before.
a little spring in it. So if I push
Okay,
it, you can see that
yeah.
it has a little spring. And so
Mhm.
you adjust it. Okay. You put the head of the penis through there.
Okay,
And then you pull
it
this
looks
down.
painful. Okay.
So what it does is it just gives a little traction. And so you
Okay.
wear it for a certain amount of time per day. He recommended 30 minutes per day. I mean, sorry,
Mm,
30 minutes at a time, up to 2 hours per day. But you would do it for
wow.
30 minutes, then you would take it off and give it a break, and then you would do it for another 30 minutes. And he said up to 2 hours. And what that does is over time, it's giving a little bit of traction to
Mhm.
the penile tissue, and that creates more cell growth in that area, and it eventually will elongate the penis.
Is it
So
safe for work?
I'm sorry.
Is it safe for work? Like, can you
Yes,
wear
actually, and
underpants?
the fact that you asked that question is funny because he said that when he was using it, okay, because
Mhm.
he's a customer of these products, and he said that when he was using it, he would wear it at work. He would put it on, and most of the time he was sitting at a desk, and so nobody
Gotcha.
was like really looking right down there, and you couldn't see it through the clothing. And he would wear it for half an hour, then he would go to the bathroom, take it off, and take a break, and then put it back on. And throughout the day, he would get in a couple of hours of that traction. And over time, he said that his wife was like, "Hey, enough of the length, okay?
Wow.
We've reached where we want to reach. You can keep doing the girth, but stop with the length." So it really does work. I think it's super interesting, and the penis pumps actually help with girth. So if you're interested
Oh.
in gaining girth, you can use the penis pump. If you're interested in gaining length, you can use the penis extender. And if you want both, you can use a combination of the two.
So what about edging? Where does that come in? Does that just help with you, like, I want to say close to natural as possible? I'm trying to think of without buying any additional gadgets. So
Yeah.
would edging help with the girth and stuff like that, or does that only help out with just lasting longer?
Yeah. So edging is a technique that you would use to learn how to last longer. And
Mm,
edging is something that I definitely have brought up many times throughout the
yes, you have.
season. Yeah. And also, I think that we brought it up in one of the kink series episodes because, yes, we did. Because one of the mistresses, Mistress Audrey Lou Black, she talked about using edging as like a torture, like a delicious torture, and extending the orgasm by not allowing her sub to reach orgasm, and then extending it a little bit more and extending it a little bit more. And so she said it was a delicious kind of torture because you're really extending that and edging your partner. But just in general, if you want to just use it as a technique to learn how to last longer, it is a really great technique to get to the point where you're about to orgasm and then stop the stimulation. And then once the sensation dissipates, then you can continue the stimulation again. And then again, once you get to that point, you stop again and you just keep practicing until you're able to last longer and longer. Because there's such a big discrepancy between how long it takes a woman to orgasm and how long it takes a man to orgasm. And so if we need to get, on an even playing field, the man needs to really learn how to extend his orgasms longer. And so I love edging for that purpose.
Okay, so we got edging, we got penis pumps, we got penis extenders. Okay, so fellas, if you're listening to this, we got a lot of homework. If you haven't already started one of these, it's almost like you got to graduate to that next level. Like, okay, well, how much do I want to spend on this? And then work your way around to the different tools. And one of the things I do not want to skip over this, because this is one of the things that came up a lot in the season, is to understand that toys are also important. It's a friend for the guys as well as for the women, and to not skip over that. So I just wanted to bring that up in this episode.
Yes, absolutely. Toys are so essential. I know for me, I cannot reach the big O without a vibrator. I just can't. I've never learned how to use my hand for that. And even though I try all the time, it's just, I can never get to that point. I need more stimulation. And for me, vibration works. And so toys are essential. And if a guy is intimidated by toys, he's really going to miss out on pleasuring his partner. So, and what I really love about toys is that, and it's very rare that two people reach orgasm at the exact same time, and then roll over and are like happy. No, usually one person reaches before the other. I think in my life, it's only happened twice to me. Okay. Oh. So it's not a common occurrence when two people have an orgasm at the same time. And so no matter what, one person is going to be left without having reached orgasm. And so what do you do in those circumstances? You need to continue to pleasure that other person until they are satisfied. And, not always, orgasm has to be like the end all be all, but, if your partner wants to reach orgasm and they haven't yet, there's always toys that can be incorporated to help them. And, toys are fun. That's how we play. Adults, the bedroom is the adults' playground. So, incorporating toys is a perfect opportunity to really help your partner to fully enjoy the experience, and yourself. I mean, I'm talking about, there's toys for men and there's toys for women, so it doesn't always have to be just one person experiencing the toys and the pleasure.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've seen, I guess, going through the hub channels, I would say the various videos that I've seen over the years, going back to edging in the dom side of the house, that's all I thought it was just like torture to kind of get them close but never finish. And then as far as like toys for the guys, there's just kind of always some weird contraption that's kind of like just always doing this vertical options and spinning at the same time. And I was like, that looks interesting, but I almost would be embarrassed to have that around. It's like, you want to like versus just rubbing one out before you go out to hang out, or just do you let that first one to understand so many? Okay, so another question, so many stuff. All right, this isn't that episode. This is about the summary episode for season 6. I want to say that for maybe if I reverse interview you for your show, it'd be pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, start collecting those questions, because yes. I see that you have some things percolating up there. I want to mention that this season has been an incredible season for growth for my show. And so I want to talk a little bit about that.
Literally.
Yes, that too. But growth for my show, I know that you are aware that I did win a Latin Podcast Award.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to take a little bow here. You can't see my stomach, but anyway, I went to the mailbox the other day, and little did I know that I was going to actually receive an actual award in the mail. Oh, thank you. So yeah, that was super cool, and I got it for the best LGBTQ plus podcast. Nice. And it's a Latin Podcast Award, so it's representing both my Latino heritage and community, and also being part of the LGBTQ plus community, which I'm really proud of as well. And so that was a big honor. I was so excited about that. And also, I'm not sure if you, I'm sure that you are familiar with Spotify Wrapped.
Yep.
So it just came out a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember now. But I was able to win 3 awards on the Spotify Wrapped, which I thought was super, super cool. I was like so honored. One of the things was that my show was what had the more growth than 99% of other shows.
Nice.
That was really cool. Nice. Then another one was that my show was watched and binged 2 or more episodes by 99% or more than 99% of other shows. Did that make sense?
Wow. Yeah. Because I would say I was binging them. Like,
well, you had to binge them because you were going to do this episode with me. However, it's nice to know that a lot of other people also are listening to more than one episode. And really, unless they told me that, I would really never have known that. So that was like super exciting for me.
Yeah.
And then the last award was that my show was shared by more than 98% of other podcasts.
That is amazing. That is so amazing. Because sharing an episode, just listening is one thing, but not sharing it with other people, but also sharing this particular style of content is also interesting as well, which means that there are a lot of people that aren't talking about what you're talking about or even sharing the information. So you actually are educating the world, literally. This is amazing.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's amazing too. And I hope that when people listen to episodes, if they feel like it's something that they can share with their partner, that they share it with their partner, with their, friends that are going through something, they can share with their friends. Really, I do have tons of experts on the show, and I'm constantly learning from them and constantly growing myself. And that's one of the things that I hadn't ever realized, was that the podcast was actually going to be a growth tool for me, and that I've learned so much and grown so much by talking to so many other people in this space.
Yeah, I've noticed throughout the time from listening to season 5 to season 6 that your questioning has been very spot on, and that it's becoming more poignant, if that's the word. So that you're getting straight to the crux of the questions a lot faster, and also really pulling out some really good takeaways so that people can actually take action today per episode. So it's almost like you're learning something new every day, and that you can actually take action today. And that's one of the things like I was learning even from today, like learning about the penis pump situation and also the stretcher. Like I've seen other people with those particular items, but to actually show it in what it looks like, that is actually really interesting. And especially lubrication. So it's almost like you're covering everything. This is great.
I try, and I know that there's a lot more things to cover. So I'm going to continue the conversation and continue doing seasons, because I'm enjoying this, fun journey. And look at the time, like we can talk and talk and talk and talk, yes. But I do want to get to our role play.
Okay. Let's make it happen.
Okay. So in season 6, we have been targeting the topic of an ick, okay? And everybody has different icks. Earlier, you asked me what my ick was.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually brought up my ick on the very first episode of this season 6. And so my ick was unwanted and unsolicited dick pics. When you are first starting to talk to somebody, and out of the blue they send you an unsolicited dick pic.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That is such an ick to me, because it's like you're not even in that mind frame yet. You're still getting to know the person, and then suddenly, boom, like, I wasn't even thinking about that yet. Like, let's get to know each other first. Let's not jump too far ahead. And it really is a consent violation, because just like flashing someone when you're walking down the street would be a consent violation. They don't want you to do that at that moment in time. So too is sending a dick pic. So that is my ick. And so this time we're going to be talking about your ick.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we doing
ready?
a role play? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So, okay. No questions before we start, right?
No questions.
Okay, here we go. And action.
If you've ever wished sex could feel more connected, more intense, or honestly just more fun, you need to check out Shameless Care. They're a telemedicine company built entirely around sexual health, real doctors, real prescriptions, and products that actually work. Like Shameless Chemistry, their oxytocin plus tadalafil blend that deepens connection and boosts arousal. Or Shamelessly Aroused, a topical cream with the active ingredient found in men's ED medication, increasing blood flow exactly where it counts. Every order includes a short video introduction from your doctor, transparent pricing, and no subscriptions ever. Just real, sex-positive healthcare that delivers results. Because you're a Please Me listener, you can use coupon code PLEASEME for $15 off your order of any product on the Shameless Care website. Use the code PLEASEME, that's PLEASEME, at checkout to claim your $15 off. Again, that's shamelesscare.com, code PLEASEME. Because great sex shouldn't be complicated. It should be shameless. This episode is sponsored by Shameless Care.
Are you looking for a sexy date? Look no further than SDC.com. SDC.com is the premier ethically non-monogamous website that is worldwide. It also hosts a wealth of information on sexuality and sexual health, and I host a free live webinar monthly on the site. You can use code 37340 for a free trial membership on me, and be sure to reach out on the site and say hello.
Hi, I'm Eve Hall from Please Me Podcast, and I wanted to come on here today to talk to you about something that I recently discovered, and I think it is such a game changer. During COVID, I gave up 3 things. One was not wearing makeup every day. And yes, I have makeup on today because I just finished recording a podcast, and I like to put my game face on. But on a daily basis, I'm not wearing makeup every day, which has been a big change for me. Another thing was that I stopped working for other people. And so hence my podcast and hence my private practice, Inspire Health Physical Therapy. And the third thing I gave up during COVID was wearing a bra. And the reason why I want to talk to you about that today is because I wanted to talk to you about Icks. Icks is an incredible product that I've been using so that I don't have to wear a bra all the time, but I can look like I have a bra on. And what it does is it just covers up the little nipple show that you have going through your clothes, and it allows your clothes to fit you seamlessly and smoothly. And it is a beautiful product, and they are so much more comfortable to wear than wearing a bra. And I have to say that it's so important to give your body time without a bra, because just like any other brace, if you're wearing an ankle brace or a knee brace and you wear it all the time, it's going to cause atrophy around that joint. And the same goes for a bra. If you're wearing a bra all the time, it's going to also cause weakness in your pectoralis muscles. And the pectoralis muscles are the muscles that help you to lift your breasts. And if they get weak,
your breasts will sag. So wearing cakes is really great for decreasing sagging. So I just wanted to come on here and tell you to get your cakes, and I wanted to share mine with you. Today I have the triangle ones on, and I'm going to show you how easy they are. They adhere without adhesive to the skin naturally, and you can see they come in different colors, and you can see it just adheres, and it just allows your look to be nice and smooth. So make sure you check out the link below and get your cakes today.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. So this is our first time getting ready to do something.
Okay.
Um, so I was just wondering, uh, are you on your period?
Actually, I'm just at the very tail end of it. So it's still a little bit there, but it's mostly gone.
Okay.
And
So,
I'm fine with, having sex.
oh, you are.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it actually. So I actually don't mind it at all.
Oh, really? Yeah, me, I don't mind it either. Like,
You're
it's
open
me.
to it?
Yes, I am very open to that. As long as I use protection, because
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot easier for cleanup and for both of us, and it just makes life a lot easier. But I have plenty of towels, though. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Well, we can put some towels down. I don't mind that at all. That sounds good.
Okay.
And so what else are you, do you want to what else do you want to do tonight?
I would like to go down on you. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. Are you okay with that? Because, if I have my period, is that something that you're open to?
Uh, that is kind of like one of my icks because it's like I'm not too comfortable with it, but if it's like if I notice it, it would just turn me off completely. So, do you know how long ago you said you're done? You're almost done?
Yeah. So, it still is like a little bit there. And so if that is an ick of yours, I certainly wouldn't want to turn you off. So, what we can do is just skip that part this time around. And then, you can touch me instead with your hand. But maybe not do that, because if that's going to make you turned off, then I would hate to do that. But some people do like that. So it just depends on the person. So it's good that you were able to tell me that that's something that you're not really interested in doing tonight.
Yes. And I do enjoy giving, oil rub downs. Is that okay with you?
Oh
Are you
yeah,
sensitive?
that would be great. And actually that would be really great instead of the oral sex. So I would really love that.
Okay. Any areas you want me to focus on?
I love to be rubbed, on my neck, on my shoulders, and on my legs and thighs. So that would be something that I would really enjoy.
Okay, perfect. And I usually like to keep the condoms nearby, along as well as the lovely lubrication that I recently purchased. And it's only 3 ingredients, and it really lasts really well. Are you okay with using lubrication?
Yeah, I love lube. I'm always open for lube. So I'm wondering if you're talking about the same lube I like.
Oh, well, which one do you like?
It's called Aria.
Yes, that is the one. I actually love that one too. It's so great. What do you think about it?
Yes, yes. So we can definitely use that. I have my container in my purse. I brought it with me in case we needed it, and so I'm happy to use that as well.
Awesome. Yes, it sounds like this is going to be a great experience. So,
Yes,
do
looking
you like
forward
the
to it.
lights on or off?
Definitely on
Oh, okay. Music?
100%.
Okay. Well, then I can work with that as well. I'll keep my socks on now.
Okay, that's okay with me.
Okay.
Just take off your shoes.
We'll do. Okay, perfect.
and and scene.
It's too funny.
Oh my goodness. No, that was really funny actually. And that was a great ick because I think that, a lot of people have that ick. It's not an uncommon one. Um, some people love the messiness of it and it's like, a crazy scene afterwards. And some
Mhm.
people are like, that is just like an absolute no. I am not a blood person and I don't even like to get my blood drawn. So I don't want anything to do with blood. So
Yeah.
I think that that was a really good one to bring up at the end of the season because I do think it's a pretty common one.
And I think some people just don't like the smell because I've heard a lot of women say that they don't like the smell of it either.
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. Our bodies change throughout the month and the smell changes throughout the month. And blood, especially old blood or dried blood, has a
Hmm.
certain smell to it. And it can smell, unpleasant to some people. So, I like to think of my whole body as like, divine, right? And so, whatever, smells are, welcome, unless it's like BV, right? And that's
Hmm.
a smell that is an absolute no. But at that point, you need treatment. You need some kind of medication.
You need some treatment.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Speaking of treatment, did you look at the episodes about shameless care?
No, missed
Okay,
that
so
one.
you missed those. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I won't get into them too much, but we talked about an online testing kit that is a 14 panel test that also tests for oral and anal issues. And I think that that's so essential because a lot of people don't realize that when they go to the doctor and ask for sex, STI testing, oftentimes, most of the time in the US, they will not test your throat and they will not test your anus. So if you're having, um, anal sex, it's important to know your status. And also, if you're having oral sex, it's important to know the status of your throat because you can have an issue in one area, like for instance, in your vagina or your penis, you may be not having an issue there, but you may be carrying like gonorrhea or chlamydia
Mm.
or syphilis in your throat and inadvertently passing it on without realizing it. So it's important to get all of the areas tested, and so I just wanted to bring that up.
Got it. Yeah, that's one of the things that you've been such an advocate for. And I believe in season 5, there was another guy that talked about that as well. So
That's him. I had them back on.
I had it back on. Oh, awesome.
I
Yes.
had them back
So
on, yes. And he
perfect.
talked a little bit more about the other offerings that
They
Shameless
do.
Care has to offer. They
Mhm.
offer like an oxytocin nasal spray that helps you connect with your partner.
Yeah.
They offer a couple of different Viagra Cialis generic forms for women, which is something that's new on the market because these things have been available for men for years and years and years, but not necessarily available for women. And so they do carry a few different products for women, which I thought was really exciting, and things that I wanted to check out and try myself. So if that's something that you're interested out there, make sure you go to shamelesscare.com and check out their site because they have a really amazing product line.
Yeah. Do you have a referral code for them?
Actually, if you use code Please Me, you get $15 off of your order, whatever order it is. So yeah, definitely check that out. So with that being said, I want to thank you so much, Anthony, for being on the show today. And I want to make sure that my listeners can find you. Where can my listeners find you?
Well, first off, Eve, I want to say thank you again for having me on for season 6 wrap up. You've done an amazing job and continuously keep educating the community and really pushing the narrative of what's happening in the world. And I just can't thank you enough. But if you're looking to listen and learn more about me and my guests and about finances and about building that confidence in your finances, not as much as building your confidence in the sex world, this stay on this podcast.
Yeah, but many
But
people
my
listen to lots of different podcasts.
yes.
So yours is another great one to listen to as well. So tell us where we can find you.
Yes, so it's called aboutthatwallet.com. You can find me there, or you can search on any of the podcast platforms about that wallet. And, just look for the green box with the lettering.
Okay. And And so there it is, aboutthatwallet.com. So check out his show, check out his website, and yeah, definitely check out that episode about financial trauma, because I thought that that was really amazing, and I will definitely link it in the show notes. With that being said, I want to thank you again for being on the show today. And this is a holiday episode, so don't forget about the holiday giveaway that I'm doing. This is going to be a 2-part episode, so it's coming out on Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, and the second part is going to be coming out on New Year's Eve. So Happy New Year!
Yeah, woo! Like,
woo! I know we needed to get those like things, you know, like
things. Right.
Yes. Well, anyway, we're pretending we're doing that right now. You guys, thank you so much for following this show and for following this season. And until next time.
Bye.
If you're feeling disconnected from your body, struggling with intimacy, or facing a sexual health condition, you're not alone. There is no shame in what you're experiencing, and you don't have to figure it out on your own. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to reclaim your confidence, pleasure, and connection. That's why I offer a free 15-minute discovery call to explore what's going on and whether working together is the right next step. Spots fill quickly, so don't wait. The link is in the show notes. Grab your time now.
I want to personally invite you to join me on Patreon for ad-free listening, bonus episodes, and early releases. Already there is a lot of bonus content on there with many webinars that I've done in the past and a show that I've never released to the public before. My show is completely self-funded, and when you are able to support me in this way, I'm able to spread my message of body positivity, self-love, and women's empowerment, and empowerment in general around sexuality around the globe. And so with that being said, I appreciate everyone who has already joined Patreon. And if you've thought about joining, now's your nudge to do so. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.